Hello, hi, I'm Jeff Brady. I'm the pastor at Bethel Baptist Church in Sevierville, Tennessee, and I thank you for taking time to listen to our Better Choices Equals Better Lives broadcast. And today we're going to teach a little bit about children, raising kids, things of that sort. I got a little humor at the beginning. I always like to kind of encourage a joke there. Did you hear about the guy who says, "Hey, I'll call you later"? And then he says, "No, don't call me later. Just call me by my first name." Anyways, but raising kids, we want to raise the bar, all right? And the reason we want to raise the bar is because a lot of people don't like to bend over to get their beverages. It's a thought there. But did you hear about the guy that it was in a nursing home, and the guy was wearing camouflage, and he's in a wheelchair, and he had stolen somebody else's camouflage. So when the guy found out that his camouflage was stolen by a guy in a wheelchair, he says, "Hey, you may hide, but you can't run from me." All right, enough of that. Anyways, I'm blessed. My wife is in heaven, but my wife and I were privileged to raise 9 children, okay? And I mean that 9, okay? And that's Luke, Heidi, Tiffany, Brianna, Caitlin, Timothy, Amanda, Caleb, and Olivia. And we have another one in heaven also, but when we were raising our kids, we, as a husband and wife, we had a lot of principles that we operated by. And 8 of our 9 children have either gone to college or passed college. They're in careers, their families, military, things like that. And I still have a 12-year-old daughter today. Matter of fact, it's her birthday, little Olivia. And happy birthday. And but the whole thing is this: we use principles that we felt would help raise our children. I want to give you some of those that are important, I think. And the first one I want to say is this: don't expect your children, don't demand perfection, okay? Instead, strive for excellence. A lot of people push their kids away because they're so demanding. They're so, it's like, you're training your children, but you're actually hitting them with a train because you're expecting too much, too soon, too everything. You have some kind of an idea that maybe it was done that way with you. We just thought, I've got to have, demand perfection, demand all this. No, strive for excellence, all right? When you're demanding and commanding and pushing, you're really pushing the child's heart away from you. Whereas when you strive for excellence, it gives room. It gives room for failure. It gives room for, flaws. And yet you keep working, you keep building, you keep encouraging, and you're striving for excellence. So some parents, I've watched a lot of parents through the years. I've coached many, many kids through the years. And I've watched other parents where they demand their kid to be the outstanding athlete, the outstanding musician, the outstanding this or that. And you know what? Not everybody can be first chair, all right? But strive for excellence, all right? And that's something that God wants all of us to do in raising our kids. So number 1, striving for excellence. Number 2, love them where they are, not just when they reach a destination. Life is a journey, all right? And if you could understand an acceptance of where they're at in their life. And, if you climb a mountain, they say you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And that's similar, it is, likewise with children. Because sometimes they're going to be doing fantastic, and other times they're going to disappoint you. They're going to say things, do things. Every parent's had their heart broken, I'm certain, all right? I know we have. But at the same time, our heart has been blessed thousands of times more than it's been broken, okay? So you accept kids where they are. You strive for excellence, and then you accept them. Not every child has the same capacities as the other children, and so you don't compare one child with the other. In the Bible, there was a story of a man, Israel was his name, Jacob, and he had all these sons, 12 sons, and he compared them, and he gave one son favoritism. He gave him a coat of many colors to Joseph. He did not do it for Joseph's brother, Benjamin, by the same mother. And then the other sons, the other 10, they were not given coats at all, and it causes strife. Everyone is at different places, and it's kind of like when I drove buses, you would pick up children at different places, different age children, some for junior high, middle school, high school, elementary school, and we all got on the same bus, but I treated them all kindly and respectfully, but we were picking up at different places in their lives even. And so it's important that you take your children and you accept them where they're at. You accept them. Some might be athletic, some might be musical, some might be geared towards technology, but you accept them where they're at instead of at a destination of, you say, once you get to this and you get this award, you get this achievement, get this diploma, get this accomplishment, I'll be proud of you. No, be proud of them along the way. And so strive for excellence, accept them where they're at. Number 3, think of a clock. Praise your children like a clock. Now, I thought about this. A clock has an hour hand, it has the minute hand, and many clocks have a second hand. You know, in a 1 hour, in a 1 day period, of course, the hour hand is going to go around 24 times. The minute hand is going to go around 1,440 times. The second hand is going to go around 86,400 times in a 24-hour period. 60 times every hour times 24, and and for every minute, 60 times 24. So it's amazing. And here's the parallel. Think of a clock raising your kids. All that second hand, it's constantly moving, constantly going, you know, where you can visibly see it. And that's the way we ought to be with our praise. To praise your child. You know, a lot of kids get a lot of correction. They get a lot of instruction and all, but a lot of correction, a lot of negative thoughts and looks from their parents and all that. Could I encourage you, if you really want to raise some outstanding kids, strive for excellence, accept them where they are, but praise them over and over and over again, with gestures, with your face, with your eyes, with your words, of course, and affirm your children. Praise them. You cannot stop raising kids by, if you give them praise. The key is praising them around the clock, all the time, encouraging them. And then you think of the minute hand. Well, there has to be, you know, the teaching times, you know, the instruction, you know, where you're training them. But praise is different from training. Praise is just, you can give praise, high fives, knuckles bumps. You can do that constantly, and you should. Just looking over your child, you know, like, hey, I'm proud of you, that little wink, that affirming, and all that. And, you know, a child is constantly seeking praise. And whoever praises your child is going to control your child. Hear that out well. Whoever praises your child will control your child. So praise your child continually like a second hand. And give instruction to your child like the minute hand when the time is for instruction, all right, or correction. And then the hour hand, that's the thing of, it's not as regularly, but you know what? That firm correction, that firm, you know, son, this was wrong. This is what, you know, you can't do that, etc. And, you know, punishment, discipline, whatever you want to do. But the whole thing is, there are those few times that need to be, and it happens in a lot of times in a day, in a week, a month, and a year. But compared to praise, give so many more times. I used to think 10 parts praise to 1 part correction. I don't know about that. I think it's many, many more. If you want a child to feel worth, to feel good about themselves and all, praise them. Praise them for small things. Praise them for good things. You know, that they cleared the table, that they did their dishes, that they made their bed, that they, you know, that they dressed and you know, that they're doing well, you know, brushing their teeth, combing their hair. Look for ways you can praise your child. Look for ways that you can tell them, man, I appreciate your friendship to you, that I saw what you did for that person. I saw how you opened that door and held that door for that elderly lady. I saw how you smiled at that little kid and how that you patted them on the back as they went by. You know, praise your child. So, all right, strive for excellence. Accept them where they're at. Praise your child. Number 4 is this: sacrifice for your children. But everybody knows that, perhaps. But sacrifice gladly. Don't put all your heaviness on your children, saying, oh, you guys don't understand all that I do, you know, for you. I work this job, I do this, I do that, I pay these bills, I give my life for you. And don't even go there. Sacrifice gladly. Sacrifice quietly. And you know what? Raising kids, I've had a large family. I know what it is to work 2, 3, 4 jobs at times. I know what it is to say no to myself, and my wife knew that for sure, all right, to herself, as we raised the kids, as we did things for the kids. But you know what? Whether or not they ever say thank you, and it's nice to hear thank you, and I think great gratitude is a lesson of life that everybody needs to learn and teach. But you know what? Even if they don't say thank yous for the sacrifices you make along the raising of the children, you know what I've learned? My kids have gotten older. I've got one that's 33 years of age. It's our oldest. And you know what? How they constantly say thank you. I got a text today from one of my kids saying, Dad, just want to say thank you for this or that. And, you know, the stuff that you think isn't known or isn't noticed, it is. And it's big stuff. So sacrifice quietly. Sacrifice gratefully. Sacrifice very, shall I say, softly. In other words, don't gladly. Don't seek to be a martyr. What I did for you guys. If you knew all the sweat and all the work your mother and I know that. We understand that, okay? Most parents are usually throwing that out there. Can I encourage you to not even go there? Just Do what you do because it's right, because you love your kids, and so sacrifice gladly, okay? Next, real quickly, is this: be transparent, be open, be honest. Every parent makes mistakes. It's when we cover our mistakes with lies, or we cover our mistakes with excuses, or we pass the buck, blame somebody else. That's where we really damage our children. Own up to yourself as a parent. If you want to raise good kids, just be transparent. Be honest. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say as a parent, I was wrong. I don't know. It's okay to say, I just don't know. Or I made a mistake. Or your mother and I, we blew it. We just made a mistake. Would you forgive us? Be transparent. I can think of many times raising my kids when I cried and said, I'm sorry, I just messed up. I said the wrong thing. I did the wrong thing. I didn't mean to embarrass you. I didn't mean to do this. I blew it. I'm sorry. And you know what? When you're transparent, and it's okay to say, I'm afraid. It's okay to say, I just don't know what to do here. And you know what? It's when you cover yourself and you act like you're superhuman, you super got it all together, you're super, like you're above everybody. That doesn't work. Just be who you are and be transparent. Let your kids see your heart. Let your kids see your hurt. Let your kids see your hopes. Let your kids see your tears. Let your kids see that you're a normal man, a normal woman, that you love them, and that, someday when they're growing up and grown up perhaps, and they're overwhelmed by pressures of life and deaths and sorrows and struggles and financial problems and all that, it's okay to say, hey, it's hard. Life is hard, and I needed help, and I got some counsel, and I got some advice, and I couldn't figure it out on my own. I needed help. And when you admit these things and you acknowledge these things, it helps you raise your kids. Sixth thing I want to say is this: please listen to your children. I'm a talker. I get paid professionally. I'm a pastor. I talk. I counsel a lot. But you know what? Oh, I got two lips and I got two ears, and yet so often I talk too much. I don't listen enough. I got one mouth, two ears, so I should listen more than I speak, I guess. And I want to encourage you, just listen to the hearts of your kid. Listen to your children. You say, they're children, they don't know everything that I know. Well, yeah, you probably know more than they do. But you know what? Listen to them. Listen to their hearts. Listen to their hurts. Listen to what they perceived. You say, well, I saw what I saw. Yeah, but what did they see? Because really, reality is perception. And listen to the hearts of your child. I just cannot. Quietness and confidence shall be your strength. To listen to God's voice, to listen to your children's voice, to listen to your mate's voice, your spouse's voice. Listen. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to what they're implying. Listen to what is the dynamic behind why they're saying what they're saying. Listen to them. Number 6. And then lastly is this: exemplify traits. There's no substitute for character. I can borrow brains, but I can't borrow character. I can borrow ideas from others. I can read, and I am a reader, but I need to have character. I need to keep my word. I need to be punctual. I need to be a person, if I say something, I need to do what I've said. All right? So parents out there, families out there, exemplify traits that you want your children to have, of integrity, of honesty, of punctuality, of gentleness, of gratefulness, of respect to the elderly, respect for authority. I mean, on and on we could go. Have character, okay? As a man treats an animal, the Bible says that reveals a lot of our heart. A righteous man regards the life of his beast. So if I'm kind towards animals, that's a trait I'm teaching my children. If I'm kind towards the elderly, if I'm respectful towards police or towards any authority in life, principals in school, coaches, stuff like that, to demonstrate that. So what have I said? I want to teach you how to have good qualities, good lessons for your children, raising good kids. These are some things that we did. Number 1, we trained them for excellence. We didn't demand. We sought to motivate, to strive for excellence. We accepted our kids where they're at, because they're at different places in their lives, and sometimes they're at a point of slipping back, and we're just going to encourage them, keep going forward, accept them, okay? Praise over correction, absolutely. And then sacrifice, but don't say it. Don't, just do it in your heart. Do it because it's what's needed, and just let it go. They'll figure it out someday. All that you did, moms and dads for their benefit and all that. I remember when my wife and I celebrated our 35th anniversary, and we went out to Germany to see our son and his wife, and we were just planning on spending some time with them. And our kids put together a package. They sent us to Rome. They sent us to the Vatican. They sent us to Paris. They said, "Mom, Dad, for all our lives, you sacrificed for us, and we just want to give something back to you and tell you we love you." And they made a video of it, and they sent us for the next 10, 12 days to all these incredible places. And we didn't go. We never expected. We didn't raise our kids expecting from them, but we received from God to give to them and encourage them. And if you teach gratefulness, you sacrifice, you reap as you sow in life. And then be open, be transparent with them, and then listen to them and exemplify good traits. I'm Jeff Brady. I appreciate so much you listening to our podcast, and I like to express my gratitude to the Lord for this opportunity, to Brighton Teets being the production manager. And I always like to end our broadcast with a statement: be good to everyone, because everyone's having a tough time. God bless you. Thank you.